Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Soul Blazer. Today we go into a brand new world and start freeing some brand new creatures. And this is a water world. Not the Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner? Right? Kevin Costner movie. Not the movie that cost like $200 million dollars and barely made any of it back. Ooh, bubble clothing. Kinda can't wait to see what that looks like. Nowadays, it seems like every game has to have some sort of water level. I think Ocarina of Time just sort of ruined the whole notion of it for us, though. And if you played Kingdom Hearts, the aerial levels, the under the sea, was just couldn't stand them. But let's start our underwater levels with a tropical jungle island, because that absolutely makes perfect sense. But yeah, according to the statue, we're supposed to find some bubble clothing here that'll help us live underwater. Ooh, I freed a dolphin. So we go through. We got some pretty annoying enemies actually on this little island here. These monkeys don't seem like much, but then when they stop, they throw rocks at you. They're not too difficult, but they can get overwhelming. You'll see later on there's a few more of them than there should be, especially combined with everything else. See those fish that jump out of the water? They're the kind of like the stage enemies, and no matter what, there's always going to be some of them. If you kill them and then you step on one of those things to unlock something, basically if the screen changes, they'll come back. Then there's those palm trees. They're not too tough, but if you see what's happening up there, they're kind of all over the place. But then the fish that are jumping out of the water, they shoot those bubbles at you, and there are going to be a few areas where there's just a whole bunch of those combined with the trees, combined with the monkeys. It gets kind of annoying. And of course, we freed Mermaid. Well, a mermaid. I don't think her name is Mermaid. Yeah, and the worst thing is some of those fish, unless you use the magic, they're kind of out of range. So you just deal with it. There's also these birds. These birds they move quick and they shoot those tornadoes at you, but there's usually only one or two of them per monster lair. Then you have these rocks that, I don't know, these rocks remind me of the clam from Family Guy that helped found Quahog. Always good to see level up. It's hard to believe after all this time I'm only at level 9. I feel like I've leveled up so many more times than that. And can I just say, I love the music in this area. When you first come in and it's all upbeat and peppy. It kind of makes you want to get to work. Yeah, music is actually really important to me, especially in video games. It helps set the mood. You know, even the worst game can be helped with a good song. And even the best game can just be ruined if the music is terrible. That was the one from the bird, I think. I freed that one earlier. Killed 2 trees with one light arrow. Nope, wrong way for that. Come on, just grab that chest. That's a pet peeve of mine. I believe you can open a treasure chest or a big box from the side. It always drives me crazy when you can't do that in games. you have to be standing directly in front of it. That just... As crazy as the storyline and the premise is, it's unrealistic. Woo! Clean house with one shot. That's when magic is effective. But yeah, I'm attacking living rocks and fish shooting bubbles at me and monkeys throwing rocks and palm trees that are alive. But not being able to open a treasure chest from the side is a little bit unbelievable to me. Gonna go ahead and guess the mermaid is inside that giant building. Oh. Sounds like someone's got bubble armor on the way. Oh, you can do it, buddy. I encourage you to get to the edge. No. Through all the trouble you and the rest of the fish have caused. No, sir. This is just me trying to remember if I cleared everything out of here. While we're here, let's go get the bubble armor. Well, let's talk to everything else that we opened up first. Oh, if I return to 3 of them, I get a new dance. That's so strangely familiar. There used to be 4 mermaid statues in this place. Those statues prevented all creatures from getting lost. I guess that's what dolphins do at the end of their normal human talking. Orders from the Queen. Well, it shouldn't matter since the Queen's not around yet. I'm pretty sure I have to free her. Now, I leave that chest because I think that it's a medical herb. But it turns out to not be. You'll see that later on. It's, nothing crazy significant, but, or as far as I know yet. And a bubble armor. Once again, don't forget to equip it. Don't almost equip the wrong thing like I did. And the bubble armor lives true to its name. It makes sense that I couldn't come down here without it. Although technically you can't get here until you open up the room that has the doorway, so one way or another you have to have the bubble armor. I think you can actually walk in here without talking to the mermaid and grabbing it, and then you just lose health constantly. These guys are kind of annoying. They come at you in a straight line if you're lined up with them. But once you figure out how to use that against them, it gets a lot easier. There's just so many of them. I like these urchin things. I always get hit, but they go down really, relatively quick for all the health they have. It doesn't look like I can move that. I think I'll need strength to move that boulder. Yeah, that was another Pokemon reference. I'm still playing Blue. We saw this area in the first, when we were out here the first time, but we couldn't get to it. Release the mermaid statue. That seems important. Now, talking to her will open up a new passageway to go to. According to the dolphin, there used to be 4 of them, so that's the second one right there. So that seems to be how all this is laid out. You just have to keep unlocking the path as you go. Which sounds standard, but they usually hide it with in other ways. I do like when they give you a little bit of variety. I know that the last area had the 3 shrines, and they did the same thing where they guided you from one to the next, but I like when there's something like 3 shrines and you can visit them in any order. It seems to change the playability a little bit. Now she removed that headstone that I thought you'd need strength for, but she got rid of it herself, which can unlock the next area. Or the next part of the area, I should say. Yeah, it seems like the task at this point is just to be finding those statues. Got a monster lair all sort of tucked away down here. I'll step out of the way for those big gems. I may not use magic that much, but big gem's a big gem, and it's just in my nature to go for it. Oh, and that's the second of the 3 dancers. I gotta say, I'm kind of interested to see what little dance they have set up for me, and if it's worth anything. You know, with the animal trio, what was it, the Woodston trio? Another welcome level up. But with the Woodston trio, they had a little game that they played, and they gave you a medical herb if you got it right, so. Unlock the quick way back, but next time we'll move on.